Eric Burgess here. Find the standard deviation, the mean, and the variance. Does 45 seem like a believable event? So looking at this second part, we don't even need to find these in order to answer this. So we know that this is a probability distribution, and these should all add to 1. We could really quick check it, right? 0.3 plus 0.3 is 0.6, plus 0.2 is 0.8, and then we have another 0.2 if we add these 2 0.1s. So that gives us a total of 100%. So 45 is not even in this table. Like, there's zero probability 45 will happen. So we can immediately answer this as just a flat out no. It does not seem believable. In reality, there is probably a non-zero chance, right? If this was to represent something that is actually continuous and we're like rounding things to make it a simpler problem, an approximation, it does not seem like a believable event. Like if someone said, oh, 45 happened, I don't know, our probability distribution disagrees. So let's go ahead and find these three things. So in the last videos, I did this using the handwritten method. In fact, you can just go to the previous one where we write each of the formulas out all the way. Instead, in this one, I'm going to do it using the calculator very quickly. So go check out the other video if you want to see it written out by hand. But I want to show you how you can just do these fast with the calculator. I showed at the end of the videos, but this one's just going to be that method. So we're going to go to Stat. We're going to go into Edit. And we're going to basically put these things into two lists. And you can think of a probability as kind of the frequency list, right? Because this is really saying that, right, if 100 of these happened, right, because 0.1 is really 10 over 100. If 100 of these happened, you would get 10 that occurred, that were 35. And 20 of them out of 100 would be 36, right? Because 0.2 is the same thing as 20 over 100, right? Because this is in the tenths place, and we divide out by 100, and we'll get 0.2. And so doing this, we can view these sort of as cumulative frequencies, so to speak, for each respective part. So we can actually view each of these as the frequency at which these different values occur. So we're going to come in, we're going to go to Edit, we're going to go to our list, and we're going to put them in like we have before. First year values, so we have 35, 36, 37, 38, and 39. So let's just check it, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, perfect. And next we're going to give each one the probability that it occurs. So that's 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.3, 0.1. So let's just check these because you don't want to make any mistakes on this. So we look good there. We have other stuff in here, but that doesn't matter. We're not going to use those lists. So we're going to go into Stat. We're going to go to Calculate, 1var stats, and we're going to choose list 1 for the x values. And remember, these could be viewed as frequencies. So make sure this says list 2. You could change it to list 2 by hitting the blue key and then choosing the list. You see how they're here in blue, so like list 4, list 8. So you want list 2. Then we're going to hit calculate. And this is going to give us a mean. So we're going to get a mu of 37.1 and a standard deviation of 1.136. Now to get the variance, all we need to do is square this value. So I've written it down here. We're going to round. So we're going to have a little bit of rounding error. That's totally fine. So we're going to exit out of this. You can just hit clear. And we're going to go to 1.136. And then we're going to square it. And we get 1.29. And then if we just round to 3, it would be 0. So there you have our three answers. Extremely fast to do. The only downside to this is there's not really any work to show. So some professors insist that you show the formulas and write them out. So you could use this as a way to double check your work. Again, we've done that in a couple previous videos. So this one's just how you do it in the calculator. If you have any questions on this, feel free to let me know. Subscribe and hit that bell icon for future videos. And we'll catch you in the next problem.